James Essex of the ACLU has a really interesting piece about a new case that the ACLU is involved in. President Trump and Attorney General Sessions want to enshrine a business's right to discriminate into the Constitution. Wow, okay. Can businesses put up a sign that says, "We don't sell to gays"? President Trump says yes. Today, Trump and Attorney General Jeff Sessions told the Supreme Court in an amicus brief that businesses have a constitutional right to discriminate against lesbian, gay, and bisexual people. That means that business owners could put a sign in the window saying, "We don't serve gays," even if a state or Congress says anti-gay discrimination is unlawful. While the Justice Department says this wouldn't necessarily allow businesses to turn people away because of their race, if the Constitution protects such a right to discriminate against gay people, it would also authorize businesses to discriminate based on national origin, sex, religion, disability, gender identity, or any other basis. That means businesses could put up other signs as well. "We don't sell to women," "No Muslims," "No transgender people," all in open defiance of the nation's civil rights laws. How did we get here? The case before the Supreme Court has deceptively simple facts. Dave Mullins and Charlie Craig were planning their wedding reception in Colorado. Along with Charlie's mom, Dave and Charlie went to the Masterpiece Cake Shop Bakery near Denver to order a cake in July 2012. The bakery turned them away, saying it doesn't make wedding cakes for gay couples because that would violate its religious beliefs and artistic freedom. Under longstanding Colorado law, businesses that are open to the public can't turn customers away because they are lesbian, gay, or bisexual. That's just what happened here. So Charlie and Dave sued. The Colorado courts agreed that it was discrimination and ruled that free speech and religious protections don't give anyone a right to discriminate. It's easy to dismiss the case as trivial. Dave and Charlie could and did get a cake from another bakery, and few people would really want a cake from a bakery that doesn't actually want to bake it. But consider what a ruling for the bakery could mean here. Constitutional protection for discrimination based on freedom of religion or expression. That's breathtaking in its scope and consequences. It would mean that a florist could refuse to sell flowers for the funeral of an interfaith couple. A dance studio could turn away the children of an interracial couple. An architect could put up a sign saying "No Jews." A doctor could turn away transgender people altogether. And each and every law that makes discrimination illegal would be overridden by the constitutional right to discriminate. In fact, the consequences go far beyond non-discrimination laws. If any business has a constitutional right to express its views or its religion by refusing to comply with a non-discrimination law, it could defy other government rules as well. Businesses could refuse to follow food safety rules because they want to express themselves through their refusal. Or a company could flout consumer protection regulations because they are inconsistent with its religious beliefs. So, think about that. In other words, what they're saying is this case isn't just about the thing that it is technically about, which is, hey, can LGBTQ people say, you can't reject me solely on the basis of my sexual identity? That's what the case is about on paper. But the implications of the case go much deeper than that, because this is really about, do businesses have a right to discriminate? And if you allow businesses to discriminate against gays, well, then you also, of course, would have to allow businesses to discriminate based on other characteristics. So you could discriminate based on ethnicity, you can discriminate based on religion, you can discriminate based on race, and the list goes on and on. And the examples they give are really scary examples, because of course that could happen. And the question really is, what kind of a society do you want to live in? And what point does freedom go up to? And at what point are you demanding the freedom to take away other people's freedom? So libertarians actually argue, no, seriously, the businesses should be able to do that. Because, hey, it's their right to serve or not serve whoever the fuck they want to serve. That's what the libertarians would argue. But I think that's wrong because it shouldn't be legal to discriminate based on arbitrary characteristics. So in other words, if somebody comes into your store and they start fucking shit up, they knocked over a shelf on purpose, they start screaming at people, and you want to deny that person service, by all means. Nobody in their right mind is going to say, you're not allowed to do that because you're discriminating. No, in that sense, discrimination is totally fine. You're not discriminating based on arbitrary characteristics. You're discriminating based on actions. Hey, this person, this individual, is creating a problem, so I'm refusing service. Totally legal, totally okay. But if you're, kicking somebody out based on something like their sexual identity, saying, I'm not going to serve you because you're gay, well then, yeah, you've opened the door for people to say, I'm not serving you because of fill in the blank with whatever bigoted beliefs they have. I mean, to give a preposterous hypothetical example, it would legally be allowed for people to say, oh, you have blue eyes? I don't serve blue-eyed people. Get the fuck out of here. I don't serve them. Get out. You're an atheist? I don't serve atheists. No, I don't serve atheists. I don't serve Jews. I don't serve Muslims. Are you mixed race? Are your parents an interracial couple? I don't serve your kind around here. Get out. Now, again, if the business wants to discriminate based on the actions of an individual and what they've done, yes, you could do that. If you want to discriminate based on arbitrary characteristics, skin color, what religion you were born into, sexual identity, no, that shouldn't be legal. And to me, that seems like, business regulation 101. That if you're not in favor of those kinds of regulations, then it's not just like, I only want to carve out an exception for this one area where, yeah, you should be able to reject gay people if you don't like gay people. Once you open that door, the door's open. So now you have no legal standing to tell the person who wants to say no blacks allowed, you can't say no blacks allowed. Basically, this is a question of, does the Civil Rights Act count or not? If you side with the ACLU on this, what you're saying is, I believe the Civil Rights Act was good legislation and it should count and is totally constitutional. If you side against the ACLU, you're saying, no, I don't believe in the Civil Rights Act. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in the core of it. I don't believe in the heart of it. I don't believe that businesses should be forced to serve people who have arbitrary characteristics that they disagree with. That is then you're talking about like an anarcho-capitalist society, and they even give the example of you could theoretically have a business run by fundamentalists of one stripe or another who say, oh, no, we don't do the safety regulation thing. Well, why? Well, look, it violates my religion and my sincerely held beliefs. So once you give the businesses the freedom to violate anti-discrimination laws, you've given them the freedom to violate food safety laws or safety regulations, child labor laws. Hey, no, who are you to tell me? This business is free to do what it wants. So we have the freedom to employ child labor. If the kid says yes, and if we're okay with it, and hey, that happens, so the state has no standing to come in here and say, no, you can't do that. You don't have the freedom to do that. So, yeah, you can't have an anarcho-capitalist system where there's no rules and regulations. And, of course, one of those rules should be you're not allowed to discriminate based on arbitrary characteristics.